Yeah.
I'm waiting to see how people will come to work next Wednesday. Actually, Friday. Next Saturday.
That thing is crazy. What consultations were held? You can't wake up one day and just say, for Wednesday and Saturday, no cars. How?
The bus is ICs.
Wednesdays is our working days.
Wait. You never know.
You never know what could...
Miracles still exist. Na itafanya mimi naona ule jamali paka rangi pale Thika Road Jarisha nilisha paka rangi nilipo pesa yangu
ya rapid transport. Guy,
that's a very good idea.
The concept is okay.
It's a brilliant idea.
Look, it's like Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Zimbabwe,
yeah.
The concept of giving land back to Africans is perfect.
Yes.
How it is done is the difference between a successful transfer of ownership of land to what Zimbabwe is now. Talk to people before you implement some things. So that will affect a lot of people. All right, need to have our morning conversation. Yesterday, I noticed there was a lot of bile, a lot of bitterness on Twitter and on Facebook as we had our morning conversation about favoring your mother over your father. And people seem to have bile with their dads.
Big ones.
Things they did that you'll never forget. Nikki. What are those things your father did to you that you will never forget as long as you live?
And is your father.
And is your father. What did he do to you that you still remember until today?
And just to let you know, that Mzee has a lot of blessings. No Mzees have blessings. That father of yours. That Mulevi, yes. He has blessings for you. Before he dies, he needs to bless you.
What is it your father did to you? Because there was a lot of bile on Twitter yesterday. What is it that your dad did to you that you still remember until today?
How do you hate a human being like that? Mutoto wa Mungu.
When you saying that man has got blessings.
You hate him mpaka utaki kumuona ever again. You have his genes. Ever. As kuja hata
but there are things you can do to someone that you can never forget.
Yeah, those ones I want to hear. Nigani hiyo uwezi samee mtu. He's your father. What did he do? Honestly. Because he never killed you.
He's still around.
Yes, so what is it?
Why don't you give me a call? Let's try and sort that out.
You don't want to see him. Why? He's your father.
Hey.
Even if he has resurfaced after 30 years, you are alive. What is this thing alikufanyia you don't want to see him ever again? And he's your father. That bitterness is too much for one person. Hata si mkienda mbinguni utaki kumuona kwa hiyo line. Okay, what do you want? What do you want?
Hata mbinguni
utaki kakiwa na we line moja.
Isa kigagi you can be 0711-046105 is my number. Give me a call because there's evidently a lot brewing beneath the surface.
Especially the ladies. How do you hate your father that much? Bitterness.
If you want to contribute via SMS, I'd love to hear from you. My short code is 22494, or hit me up on my fan page on Facebook. My Twitter handles are open for business at It's Minor. Again, your Classic 105 Kenya. My hashtag is Minor N Kingangi. What's that thing your father did to you, kitambo?
You don't want to see him kwa graduation, in your wedding, utaki kwa aonane na watoto. Okay. You don't want to ever
but then a human being cannot be like that if something was not done to them.
What happened? What happened, surely? What happened?
Today saw a lot of bile on social media, on Facebook and on Twitter, even via my SMS service, of people who had problems with their fathers. What did he do that you cannot forget and forgive? Wow. Let me just go to your messages. Jim, good morning. Saying the reason I hated my dad so much was because he was a super chaotic man who beat up mom, calling her unprintable names. We didn't even know the sweetness of sleeping on the bed until I myself went to high school. It's a long one, but I'd never treat him the same as my mom. Main reason used to be our grandmom would feed him with all this manner of fake information. Wow. What is this that you cannot forget? Sheila Ocheng, I got your tweet saying, number 1, when I was about to register for my KCPE exams, I called my dad for registration fees, but he told me I should go to hell. He doesn't care. In campus, I remember a time I was very broke and I called him and he told me to go and do what other campus ladies do for money. Guy! Yeneke! Stanley Silla is saying, there are so many harmful things our fathers did to us as we grew up, but we have to settle that down and forgive them. Even if you can't forgive him, he will always be your dad. Frederick Horace, a very good morning to you, my brother, saying these 5 P's are very important. Presence, provision, protection, priest, prophet. Even if God is the father to the fatherless, fathers should not mistake this. They have to be there for their kids. Dads need to be accessible. What's the problem?
No, Maina, good morning.
Morning to you.
Okay, Maina, my father, nilipata mtoto juzi.
Yeah.
Before getting pregnant,
sorry?
He had taken me to school.
Ati?
Kabla nipate mimba. Alikuwa amenipeleka college. So when I said nilikaa miaka 2 bila kupata job. Like up to date I've not sijapata kazi. So he threw me out like a dog.
He threw you out?
Yes, alikuja nyumbani na makelele. Sasa ile nilienda kumwambia no dad, usiniambie. He slapped me, Maina, nilianguka hapo. Tena akanirusha nje na mtoto wangu. Mwingine alikuwa 5 years. He told me ile pesa nilikusomesha nayo ndo ukafanya go do prostitution, uniletee pesa yangu.
Ati umletee pesa yake?
Yes.
You go and do
peleka shule nayo.
Uende ufanye umalaya umrudishie pesa yake?
Nimrudishie pesa yake. Maina, that thing hurt me up to date.
And how old was your baby when he threw you out?
Okay, right now he's 6
No,
months.
not now.
So
when
then he was 1 month old.
He was 1 month old.
1 month old, Maina.
And from when he threw you out, has he talked to you?
No, Maina, I don't want to see him. Ata calls zake, I don't speak. I don't speak.
So he calls you, but so he calls you and you don't pick.
I don't speak his calls, Maina. The kind of thing he put me through, the struggle I go through day in, day out with my kids. Maina, it hurts me to date.
Oh no. You know
Maina,
what?
Hey, leo hii hata nikaulizwa naitwa nani, I don't give my father's name. I don't.
You know, I wish you find it in your heart to forgive him.
Maina, I cannot.
You can.
After this, I'm suffering. Maina, I'm suffering because of him. But even I cannot find house rent to pay because of him. If only he had not thrown me out, Maina, I would have found time to go look for a job. You know.
What is it that you cannot forgive? Because there's a lot of bile going around. There's a lot of things that are just stewing under the surface. Wow. Sheila is saying, and the last blow was last year when I tried to share with him how my stepmom was treating us in the house. He decided to show our conversation to his wife, regardless of how he felt. Hapa ndipo niliamua acha nijipange kivyangu. Windrose, good morning. You're saying, Dad resigned from work when I was in class 1. My brother's in class 2, 4, 6, 8, and Form 2, and he dropped out. Mom couldn't afford secondary school fees. Dad said Nairobi was full. He started drinking. That's how I never went to good schools. And that's why I send my kids to good schools. I'll never forgive him. Maggie 34, you're saying, my dad rejected me when I was 3 months old. I traced him, tried to request him for his ID so he could register for mine, but he refused. So I want nothing to do with him ever in life. I love and respect my single mom. Judy Alividza saying, remember my parents had separated. My mom was taking care of everything. After school, I decided to come stay with my dad. A few months later, my mom passed on. One day, I just came back home and found the house empty. My dad had married and moved out. Guy! And later died after 4 years. What do you mean? How do you come home and there's nothing in the house? Incredible.
Hey, my love.
Morning.
Hey, you talked about a very sensitive topic today.
Yeah.
Me, if I remember my dad, sometimes I feel like tearing down because of the things that he put us through.
What did he do?
Since I was a kid, we never experienced peace. Being kicked out, sleeping outside, sleeping in empty rooms because we had some rentals.
Yeah.
Me and my mom and my sisters used to sleep on those empty rooms.
Without a bed?
Without a bed, on the floor. Like the whole night ends. When he comes, he kicks us out.
Why couldn't you sleep in the house? He had thrown you out.
He's throwing us out. He's beating the hell out of us. So we have to run for our lives. But I think the thing that I'll never forget is the fact that he was the first man to call me a prostitute. So that thing affected me completely.
He was the first man to call you a prostitute?
Yeah, and he's my dad. So I was like, if he can call me that, what else am I? Am I that useless to him?
Oh my God!
And that's how I think I just stopped seeing him as my dad.
Is he still alive?
He died a few years ago, and that bitterness, that anger that I held for him, I wished I could have let go, but I couldn't, because I could remember all those things that he put us through. I could remember the time that I dropped out of school and he had money to take me back to school for 2 years or almost 3 years. I was out of high school, and yet he had money.
Wow.
So I can imagine all that anger that I carried, all that bitterness. It's not easy. It's not easy for a person to reach that point with your dad. But it's the thing that they take you through, hell after hell, hell after hell. Back your heart is just umeshindwa what to do.
Okay, thanks for sharing your story with me.
So it's not an easy thing. And even for now, I struggle. One thing he's still in me is fear of marriage. Up to now, I fear even getting involved with someone and get serious with it. Okay. And that's something he instilled in me.